Now I wanted to give us a look here at this is Baruch, I should introduce myself, at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel, and we're trying to get really deeply into the revolutions of the world, how the world is evolving, that's the wrong word, revolving, the constant cycle of movement. And here we see a Jewish idea, and I'm going to read a little blurb. This is the chart of Adam Arisham. Why? Because the way the chart starts is this is the name of Hashem, and then all of the other manifestations that we can see coming down. And as he's about to say, we're going to read a little bit out of order here, that the Gentile world has only the lower two. They have no concept of YAAKOV. Just like Paro said to Moshe Rabbeinu, he says, "Who is this YAAKOV? I never heard of him." So the world has not heard, does not want to know about this name, YAAKOV. We're on a different path everywhere else in the world. So we said that the permutation of this name changes. And we went through the first one, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and the seventh. Now we're on the eighth permutation. So that would be one that we'll see how that goes, and we'll be reading that in a second. I just want to read one little blurb from this. Let me pull this back and get it so we can see it. So he says like this. This chart, which we are looking at here, is called the chart of Adam Arisham. The basic lesson of Adam's chart come to teach you that you shouldn't think that all the energies are coming from the planets or signs only, as if they are the ones who determine what is happening down here on Earth. And so you see this a lot in, I think it's called Vedic astrology, which is Indian astrology. It's basically has only the two parts. It's as if Saturn, for example, you had to appease Saturn, or you had to get along with the sun, or different kinds of aspects of the sky that you have to worship them or try to appease them, or to try to get them to come on your side, things like that. That's their religion. And they're very good at that part of it in terms of understanding the movement of the sky, of the planets in the sky, but they don't know about YAAKOV. So as if they were the ones, as if the planets and the stars are what's influencing us here on the Earth. They are the conduits of much higher influences. Everything really comes from God, and it comes, among other things, through the permutation of his names. So through these different permutations of God's name, the energies come down, that do come down, are different in each month as we see the year changes. So let's come over here and do a little bit. Let's do I think we did number 6 and 7. Now let's do the next permutation of the name YAAKOV. Once again, you won't find this material. I suggest that if you're really serious about becoming closer to God, you should buy this book, because the book is on a deeper level that shows you that you're not just standing on an earth which is flat or hilly, wherever you may live. You're standing on a ball which is revolving around a sun which is also moving through the constellations beyond it. So that we're going to continuously, everything is moving in tandem, and as a result of that, we don't necessarily know it until we focus on it. Now he says the 8th permutation is the month of Mar Chesvon, which is also known as Scorpio, and it's a sign of Scorpio. It falls in October, November, in the regular sun calendar, which is like, I call it Halloween. The permutations for the more gentle seasons of spring and autumn start with the masculine letters Yud and Vav. These two letters, which are more merciful, while the permutations for the more severe seasons of summer and winter start with the female letters Hey and Hey, because we understand that Gevura or Dinim, squeezing and difficulty, which we call punishments in life, come through the female side, which are more judgmental. The permutation for the month of Scorpio is this. It starts with a Vav, which is male, and it goes to a Hey, and then it goes to another Hey, and then a Yud. So it's like male, female, female, male. And this is teaching us again about the right ruling over the left. So the Vav K, which begins this, which is on the right side, because as you look at it, we read Hebrew from the right to the left, so it's on the right side, begins with a masculine letter. The Vav K, which is on the right side, rules over the second Hey Yud, which is on the left side. So there in the Hey Yud, you have the female, the Din, which dominates the male. So here, the Vav K, which are the son and the daughter, came first, which is on the left side. So normally they would be on the left side of the Yud K Vav K. So here the Vav K, which are the son and the daughter, came first. But in this month of Scorpio, the second pair, that is, which are the father and the mother, appear here with the mother coming first, while in the month of Libra, for example, the father came first. So there's a switch over here. So they start out the same, Vav K, but instead of Vav K Yud K, it went to Vav K K Yud. So therefore, it is not complete mercy like the previous permutation, because there, the right one ruled over the left and turned the left to mercy. While here, although we have the same Hey from the right side, but the second pair is Hey Yud, which start with the judgment. With the Hey Yud starts with the judgment, which is the feminine Hey. So the Hey rules over the Yud, which leaves an aspect of strict judgment here in Scorpio. So Scorpio is like a mixture of the right side, which is the side of Chesed, dominating the left side, then switches back around where the left side, which is the side of judgment, dominates the right side. Let's go on to the next permutation. The ninth permutation is Vav Yud KK. Now here you have the two male aspects first, and then the two female aspects. So this is for the month of Kislev, which is the sign of Sagittarius. This name is going to teach us about the exile of the Chai Shechina. So this is to teach us about that. The high divine presence of the Hay. Now, what does he mean like this? He sees the exile. So what happened here is that the female aspect gets pushed into the back. So let's see how that goes. In other words, Vav K, and then the two female letters are in the back. So he says, and also the low divine presence of the Hay. And both of them were divorced from their place. So in other words, it should be Yud K, Vav K, and everything is out of order. So the father and the son went up as Vav and Yud, and the feminine Hays separated and went down. So now all the males are on top, they come first, and all the females later. Another way to learn it is that both of the Hays were divorced. They're divorced women. So the father went down to be with the second Hays, with the Hays, but from a distance, to guard his children while they are in exile. So he says that this is the concept which is Sagittarius, which is the archer. So long distance, it's dark at this time of year. It starts to become really, really seriously dark. And he says the two Hays, but from a distance, to guard his children while they are in exile. And that is what is said in the Zohar of the Parsha of Kitzeze on page 288, that the Abba, which is the Yud, goes down from the righteous Vav to guard the Shechina, which is in exile. So he has the Yud here. It comes after the Vav. So the Vav, let's read his words. So he says, so let's say that the women are divorced from the men. They're sent out. And so, but the problem is that, what does that mean? He says the metaphor is the exile of the Shechina. In other words, the Shechina, the divine presence, is not manifest except it's in exile. But an exile is a dangerous place. So therefore, the Yud, he wants to say, goes down to be next to the female aspects. It goes down, instead of being Yud Vav KK, it's Vav Yud, and the Yud is attached to the female. Let's see how he reads it again. So he says, so the father and son went up as the Vav Yud. So the Vav Yud is two male aspects, and the feminine KKs separated, and they went down. Now, another way to learn this is that both of the Ks were divorced. It's like divorced women. So the father, which is the Yud, went down to be with the two Ks, but from a distance. In other words, to guard his children while they are in exile. And that is what is said in the Zohar on Parshas Kitetze, on page 288, that the Abba goes down for the righteous Vav to guard the Shechina, which is an exa. That's the time of Sagittarius. If you think about it in terms of what the weather is like at that time of year, it's the beginning of darkness. It's actually the end of November and the beginning of December. A lot of December has to do with Sagittarius. And the people who live in Sagittarius are masters of darkness. It's a nice time, but a difficult time in darkness.